Hello there. Imagine you are serving a tennis game. Fearful of another double fault, you grew anxious. Now, take a deep breath, bounce the ball, and count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have just completed a mini meditation. Now, let the game begin. Have you noticed the word mindfulness showing up everywhere from magazine covers to news articles, from classroom banners to corporate programs? The buzzword of 2010 has become a multi-million-dollar industry. According to the Washington Post, the #1 sleep and meditation app Calm, alone valued at $2 billion in 2020. So what exactly is mindfulness? Paying attention in a particular way, on purpose, in the present moment and non-judgmentally. These keywords stand out from dozens of other definitions found online. Present moment and meditation. Studies show an untrained mind tends to fly either towards the past or the future. At any given moment, a person spends an average 90% on recalling the past and projecting into the future, which leaves only 10% to live in the present. As a result, a wandering mind likely reacts to the past or future with a range of negative emotions, anxiety on unfinished tasks, fear of an outcome, sorrow and regrets, all toxic. Mindfulness meditation trains the mind to always engage with the present moment. And when practiced daily over a period of time, a sharp focus emerges.
Money is just a construct, and yeah, it's super useful. But in any given moment, all you have is you and your mind. Money is an idea about what I could do in the future. In this moment, that's all money is. It's an idea that somewhere there's a numeric amount somewhere on some screen that says something about what I can and can't do with my life. But I don't have access to that in this moment. So even if I was a mega millionaire sitting here in this moment, it doesn't mean anything more than what I think about it. At the end of the day, or in the present moment, all you have is you and your mind. And therefore, the most meaningful moments can happen just now, wherever you are, whatever you have, whatever you're doing.
As a mental health professional at Edward Hospital in the Chicago western suburb, Michael Todd Fink started small-scale community talks on mindfulness many years ago. As his audience grew, so did speaking opportunities at schools and corporations. Eventually, Todd started the Kind Mind podcast in 2017, making his live and archival recordings accessible internationally. He has firsthand evidence that daily mindfulness practice can make physical healing easier, sometimes miraculously.
There was a woman that had a boating accident, had multiple spinal surgeries, and could barely walk again. And after 7 months of physical therapy, providers and her were not making any progress. She came to me to listen to my talks and connect with me because the physical therapists were the ones who suggested it. We talked and she started doing a gratitude journal, specific way. And after maybe a month of that, doctors said that she made more progress in a couple weeks in her physical recovery with her new mindfulness practice than she had all of the months of treatment. So I've seen really special things like that happen where people hear the concept, it resonates, and they apply it to their life.
Stories like this inspired the researchers to dig into scientific evidence of mindfulness. In 2018, Harvard University published MRI brain images comparing test subjects before and after 8 weeks of mindful attention meditation. In this figure, the brain area affected by meditation stays the same long after meditation. Todd's personal growth shows how mindful living can look like. Upon graduating from Georgetown University with majors in psychology and music, Todd sought out opportunities in India to further his training in Sanskrit and meditation. He then co-founded the Giving Tree Band, which explored the link between mindful living and sustainability, while sharing peace, kindness, and wisdom to his patients and listeners. When asked why sharing, here's what he says.
I never had a plan to do a podcast, never had a plan to do anything beyond the music. That only happened because when I went to India and as I practiced meditation for 20 years and had these experiences when I would talk to people privately, they'd always say, well, you gotta share that. So many people would need that. And as the demand for access to the idea grew, then I realized I could put it in a podcast and then anyone could access it from anywhere. The real risk is withholding. And with those gifts, I hope that it can bring some lightness to people. Lightness in this heavy world, inspiration for people to find their true voice, inspiration to let go of the past, because the past weighs people down, and only in the present moment can people really blossom.
Like Todd, other scholars went to the East to study meditation. Among the earlier pioneers, Joseph Goldstein, Jack Kornfield, and Sharon Salzberg opened the Insight Meditation Center in 1976 at Bear, Massachusetts. Subsequently, meditation became more popular and a number of therapeutic programs emerged to treat depression, anxiety, ADHD, and other mental illness in the late 1970s. The mindfulness movement owes its rise to the East, especially Chan Buddhism, in Sanskrit term dhyana, one of the 84,000 teachings of Buddhism. Master YongJia from the Guangshan Chicago Buddhist Temple explains Chan as a type of dharma that acts like a self-adjusting mechanism for our inner world, both the heart and the mind.
心是烦恼的，我的心是抱怨的。那纵使我到天堂去，纵使让我吃山珍海味，
Everyone interprets the external world differently. With gratitude and joy in the heart, the world is a good place. With complaints and trouble in the heart, even heaven can bring happiness. One way to take care of your mind and heart is to practice Chan meditation daily. The injured, the sick, and the troubled people could benefit from this. How should one meditate? Master YongJia offers some practical tips. Contrary to popular beliefs that meditation needs to be done sitting down at a quiet place with slow ambient music, it doesn't. Whenever we pick up a negative thought, we can remind ourselves to meditate even when we're on the go, such as driving or cleaning. All we have to do is pay attention to breathing while counting or reciting the Heart Sutra, thus bringing focus to the present moment. No one can really see your mind except yourself. As your mind slows down, your body relaxes. When zero negative thought left in your mind after counting or reciting, you position yourself in the present moment. In the busy and chaotic world today, our inner world is often in conflict with the external world. Daily meditation slows your mind down, and over time, it elevates your character and changes your behavior. Meditators often talk softly, walk gracefully, smile often, and stay humble. In an era with saturated superheroes on silver screen, perhaps the closest to real superpower humans possess, yet unaware of, is mindfulness?
This mindfulness, we take more notes in our mental journal of what's going on in the present moment around us. So when we reflect, it feels like that time was full, was rich, unfolded more slowly. Now, children are naturally more mindful because they're seeing things for the first time. So when they look at a flower, they look at a person or an animal, they really give a lot of attention to it. And that explains why we feel like time was slower when we were younger. But when we're adults and we get into routines, it really feels like I've seen all this before and we don't pay attention to it anymore. But really, every moment, every day, even if we're in so-called same place or same job, it's all new. It's a whole new experience, a whole new day. But we get lost in abstract thought with many worries. And the end result is we feel like time is passing very quickly. But it's also because we aren't writing enough in our mental journal with our attention. And so that's how mindfulness affects time and becomes a superpower, or we can enrich our lives.